People wondering what's happened to Vladimir Putin. Why is he gone crazy? If you know anything about Scripture, it's because God's got a hook in his nose. It's all prophesied long ago. He's just doing what's in his heart. God said it's time to go. It would have never happened, but or it didn't happen with Trump in office because he was afraid of Trump. But now, let's go. Brandon's in there. You find it interesting that all these European countries are doing all this stuff. They're in the news about shutting off the airspace and doing all kinds of sending weapons to Ukraine and doing all this. You find it strange that the United States is surprisingly quiet. Why is that? Because Joe Biden is a corrupt motherfucker. He blackmailed freaking Ukraine with like $1 billion in aid. He said if he didn't fire the prosecutor who was investigating his son, Hunter, he said if you don't fire him, you ain't getting the funds. They said you can't do that. Obama promised that. He said call him. He said, oh, son of a bitch, got fired. Biden is sold out. He is owned by China and all his corrupt dealings. His time's coming. The Lord will take care of him, as well as a bunch of other people. But all this stuff, look at what Putin's doing now. They're just randomly, indiscriminately throwing cluster bombs on civilians, just blowing up shit, blowing up housing, just absolutely gone freaking nuts. Well, read Ezekiel 38, 39. All this is leading to King of the North coming down on Israel. This is not about to end anytime soon. This is going to keep on expanding. And eventually, Russia and... Listen to Amir Tsufani on YouTube. He's an Israeli... I believe he was a former intelligence officer. If he's not, he should have been, because he's got inside sources and he knows all about what's going on in the world. And he's born a Jew and he's a Christian man now. He came to the Lord, and so he knows all about the what's going on scripture-wise. And he's not a prophet, but he's a teacher. He's very intelligent. So Amir Tsufani, I'll try to put a link on this. Not that anybody will see my stuff. I got like 6 subscribers, over 100 videos. One day I'm going to have one go viral, then people start following me. I'm hoping to make money with my YouTube videos so I can have some residual income as I travel the country. That's what I do. I travel the country doing Uber Eats, and that's how I support myself. Anyway, it doesn't surprise me at all what's going on over there. It was all predicted long ago, and these things must come to pass. You think that's bad? That's nothing. There's going to come a time when like 1/3 of the whole world's population's dead with imagine nuclear war. It's all prophesied. It's going to happen. That's probably more than the Great Tribulation period, whatever. You know, I don't know. I think it's been a lot of tribulation the last couple of years, don't you, with all this COVID bullshit going on? I think, who's to say we're not in the tribulation period now? I mean, we're not at the Great Tribulation, but there's a hell of a lot of tribulation going on in the world. You start throwing cluster bombs on apartment buildings, and people walking around in broad sunshine by themselves wearing a damn mask because somebody told them to. Wearing a mask in your car. I see people in Arizona. I see people working out in gyms with masks on, walking down the street in beautiful sunshine wearing a mask by themselves. Why? The world's insane. Anyway, I ain't the least bit worried about Putin. He's just doing what was prophesied long ago. It ain't about to stop. You know anything about Scripture? It says they get to a point where God turns them over to a reprobate mind. They start doing things that they don't even know they can't control themselves. Turns them over to a satanic influence, whatever. And he's just doing what Satan does, kill, steal, and destroy. That's all he's doing. Russia's about as godless as the Democratic Party. You know, the Democrat Party, a few years ago, they wanted any mention of God removed from their platform. Any people still vote for them? You call yourself a Christian and you vote for them, you better check yourself. You vote your wallet and not your heart or your spirit. Yeah, I think God's gonna have a wake-up message for you. Anyway, it is what it is. I'm just talking. I don't care if you believe a word I say. I believe it. That's all that matters to me. I'm not responsible for anybody now other than myself. My children are grown. I'm not responsible for anybody but myself. I love my grandson, but I'm not responsible for him. He's got a mom and a dad. I'm responsible for this guy right here. So what I say, I believe. I said it, I believe it. There's some people back in the preacher I heard one time back in like the 80s. He said, he's up there preaching. God said it. I believe it. And that settles it. Wrong. If God said it, it's settled, whether you believe it or not. Dickhead. I see ya.